Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Njoku.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming. And recognizing the presence of the minister and our guest speaker and everyone here. The population of Africans are growing in Ireland. Here we have doctors, we have solicitors, we have accountants, we have bankers. We have professionals in all fields of human endeavor. And as Africans have been arriving here, thanks to the Irish government, a good number of us have been naturalized. The current government has facilitated the naturalization process. So it then means that the migrant African community are going to stay here. And apart from the naturalized Africans, there are also the African-born children in Ireland. So we kind of said, okay, as our population is growing, we just have to be able to organize ourselves. That was why we decided that we have to call a forum like today for Africans and even friends of Africans to come together and let us talk about the future of Africans in Ireland. There are issues that are affecting us here. Parliament will be, say, the issue of media representation. Here in Ireland, there is always that very news making around that Africans are milking the system. The Africans are the ones who are not contributing to the Irish economy. For we, the migrant community, we the Africans, we know that Africans are making contribution. So we just said to ourselves, and the forum should be able to give us an opportunity for us to respond to this very slogan about Africans being those that are, milking the system. There are other migrant communities. There are the Asians. There are even like the Polish communities. But these very countries, or these very migrants, their names are not on the, on the mainstream media the way Africans are being mentioned. So we decided that, this very forum should be able to help us actually respond to this, And we also thought that our contribution to our host community, the Irish, we have to think about how we'll be able to contribute, say, promote growth and promote trade relations. So we felt that coming over here, there was a lot of news about Asia, Chinese economy, about Indian, contribution to the world. And we're saying, no, Africa also has something to offer. And, the organization of the forum will be able to give us the opportunity to be able to say, this is what Africans can do, to our host community. We have also an issue like, okay, there has been an African that has been elected into a council in Portland. He rose to actually become a mayor in Portland. So, and a lot of Africans are desirous to go into political participation in the country, and which ways are we going to be able to actually feature more and be able to participate in the Irish political terrain. And this is also why we talk about this very forum, to be able to discuss these very ways and see how we can actually organize ourselves and be able to make meaningful contribution. And apart from what we're doing here, we also are thinking about the role of Africans in back home. So African diaspora, as we are here now, but we also have to keep tabs with what is happening back home. So, and we're saying, okay, the African here, if we organize ourselves, if we actually stay together, we'll be able to make meaningful impact back home. So the essence of the forum also is for us to devise a means as to how we will be able to make contribution and let our presence be felt back home. So, therefore, the forum is purely a community setup, and it is purely to create a platform for Africans to network, and it's also to create a platform not just for Africans, but also members of our host community to join us, those that are interested in African affairs, to be able to help us and for us to actually, speak with one voice and be able to devise policies as to how we will be able to relate, not just with our host community, but also how we'll be able to make an impact back home. So the forum is an initiative that was mooted by the Africa Center, but it was not entirely the Africa Center. It's organized by the Africa Center. We decided to consult other African organizations. We invited Akedua, invited the African Students Association, we invited members of the media, and we decided to say, okay, let us, so all these other organizations joined hands and we were able to come up with what we have here today. So, and we just don't want it to be a mere talk shop. We felt that after the forum today, we have to be able to continue. And which way will we be able to continue this very gathering? And we said, okay, let us form a provisional African Community Council. The council will be responsible for actually, being the mouthpiece of Africans in Ireland. The council will be able to represent us. Will be able to brand the African migrant community. The council will be able to make responses to say, the way the media represents Africans. The council will be able to also make suggestions as to our integration initiatives within the community. So I will encourage that nominations into the council, that Africans here and even members of our host community should be able to come up for us to actually form this council, and the council will be able to take the affairs of Africa after this very day, to be able to push it forward and be able to represent us until the next time we're going to have a forum here. So, thank you.